Good afternoon, friends. I'm Dr. Ajay Shah, bringing you this another Facebook Live. This week, we have been talking about how to lose weight effectively in a very simple way and very healthy way. This is segment 7. I've done 6 segments on Facebook, so if you have not watched them, please watch those 6 segments. Those 6 segments are already on YouTube on our channel, Healthy Living with Dr. Ajay Shah, so you can watch them on our YouTube channel also. Uh, Last week I did a series on high blood pressure. So if you have not watched them, high blood pressure, they are already on YouTube, so you can watch them on YouTube, high blood pressure. Next week I'm doing a series on depression, so please stay tuned for that. So let's start today's live on weight loss, and this is segment number 7. I want you to understand the concept of micronutrient access. I sincerely believe, both as a cardiologist and as a lifestyle physician, and as my own personal experience, that our body craves for micronutrients. Micronutrients means phytochemicals, antioxidants, and minerals and vitamins. Our body and our all the cells in the body truly craves for micronutrients. And when you don't have those micronutrients, your body intuitively looks for more food with the hope that body will get those micronutrients. So if you eat the food with less micronutrient, your body will not be satisfied with amount of micronutrients it need, and it will keep looking for more and more food, and you will be eating more and more calories. Even though this sounds in theory, I sincerely believe it works. When you have micronutrient access, you automatically eat less calories. You may eat more amount of food because those are less calorie dense food, but you will eat less calories because there is an equation by Dr. Joe Furman. Many of you have heard of Dr. Joe Furman. If you have not heard about Dr. Joe Furman, please look him up. He's on YouTube. He has many books. One of his books, Eat to Live, is one of my most favorite book I've ever read. I have recommended to thousands of my patients and thousands of my friends. So if you are in the business of living healthy life, losing weight in a healthy way, the book It to Live is must. And in that book, he gives this equation H equals N over C. H is the health, N is the micronutrients, and C is the calorie. So if you have micronutrient access and if you have less calories, your health will be good and you automatically will start losing weight. The reason I want to explain you this concept because when you have adequate and almost an excess of micronutrients, I can assure you, I can guarantee you, you will eat less calories, less calories. So that's the reason I want you to have micronutrient access. The next thing I want to talk today is certain equipments in your kitchen, in your house. My wife will be doing a live on those equipments everybody should have. Obviously, there are a lot more options, a lot more equipments than what we have at our house. And you can add to the comment if you're using certain equipment so we all can learn from each other. But some of those equipments include Instapot. We have 3 different sizes of Instapot at our house. My wife actually swears by the Instapot that that's one of the best instruments she ever bought in her life. In Instapot, you can make most of the any food very quick way without any monitoring or supervision, in a very healthy way, and you can cook without any oil. So Instapot is must. Next thing is the air fryer. Air fryer you can actually use for making sweet potatoes, many other vegetables, many other fruits, many other things, and you can actually use without any oil. So air fry is the second most important equipment. Third thing is having a blender like Vitamix or any other brand blender, which is a good blender. Blender is important for making green smoothies, making dressings, making many other things. So blender is another thing. The next thing we have at our house, which I know many houses don't have, is the steamer. We actually have a built-in steamer in our kitchen, so we make many dishes steamed instead of fried or in a high temperature oven cooking. They are cooked in steam, and I'll show you that gadget. We actually it's built-in gadget in our kitchen. I'll show you when we do live in our kitchen. But when you build a new kitchen, it's worth installing that steamer because steamer is a very healthy way of cooking. It's a low temperature cooking. It does not produce any advanced end glycation products. Uh, it does not make protein and sugar coagulate together. And steam cooking is one of the healthy way of cooking. It's a low temperature cooking. Other thing I want you to have is sharp knives because it's important when you're cooking. You should have a set of knives which are nice and sharp, and it's worth an investment into having sharp knives. Also, another thing I want you to have is a salad prep bowl where you can actually rotate the salads in a small pieces and dehydrate them. And because after washing the salad, I think it's important you dehydrate them. And I will show you that also from our kitchen. My wife will be doing another live, hopefully tomorrow, on what equipments, what instruments we have in our kitchen, and you will get an idea how we eat and how we prepare the food in our kitchen. Uh, so next concept, I want you to understand that when we are in the business of losing weight, when we are in the business of losing weight, it's just not the what we eat, but all other six pillars of healthy lifestyle becomes important. And those six pillars, including obviously healthy eating, exercise, sleep, stress management, substance abuse, and relationship. And let me tell you one thing, if you want to lose weight in a healthy way, all six pillars are very important. I have a separate video on YouTube on healthy living, six pillars of healthy living. It's about an hour long. It's worth watching it. So please go to our Healthy Living with Dr. Ajay Shah YouTube channel and watch that video on YouTube. It's about 8 or 10 months old, but it's worth watching. Uh, the next thing I want you to understand that if you want to lose weight seriously, you have to sleep 7 to 8 hours every night. People who don't sleep adequate hours actually eat unhealthy food next day. Their appetite goes up. They eat more calories, typically 250 to 500 more calories, and it becomes difficult to lose weight. People who don't sleep adequately have no mood to exercise, no motivation to go grocery shopping, no motivation to cook. So, healthy sleep, adequate sleep, deep sleep is very important if you want to lose weight. The reason I want to teach you and educate you, and including myself, about weight loss, not just what we eat, is because all this thing works in concert together. We cannot just say that by eating less or by eating healthy, the weight loss will happen. We have to work with all the six pillars of healthy lifestyle because losing weight is not our main goal. Our main goal is to be healthy. Again, let me repeat, losing weight is not our main goal. Getting healthier is our main goal because if a person starts smoking, that person will lose weight, but health will deteriorate. So again, losing weight is not the goal, getting healthier is the goal. If a person goes on keto diet, if person goes on a starvation diet, person will lose weight, but person will get unhealthier. If a person develops a cancer or goes on a chemotherapy, will lose weight, but that's not the healthy way to lose weight. So our main goal is to get healthier, not necessarily lose weight. Obviously, when we get healthier, weight loss becomes a byproduct, and that's the best win-win situation. Uh, Next thing I want you to understand that losing weight, losing serious amount of weight is a full-time commitment and you cannot have distractions. So if you are working more than 40 hours and if you don't need financially to work more than 40 hours, don't work more than 40 hours. Invest that time into planning your meals, cooking at home, reading about weight loss books, exercising, meditating, going in the sauna, sleeping 7 to 8 hours. So if you are in business of losing weight, try not to work more than 40 hours if you can financially afford it. I almost extend that thought to tell you that if you can afford to work 30 hours and save those 10 hours into self-care, into planning for the weight loss, like watching the certain videos, reading certain books, and doing certain activities, including sleep and exercise and meditation, that will speed up your weight loss and you will get to your healthy weight loss goal much quicker. So definitely not work more than 40 hours unless absolutely financially necessary, and preferably even walk 30 hours and take those remaining 10 hours and invest into yourself. Uh, the next thing I want you to understand that as you start eating whole food, plant-based, no oil diet, your constipation will go away and you will start having 1 to 2 large, moderately formed bowel movements. So if you are not having 1 to 2 large bowel movement, soft to medium consistency, that means you are not eating adequate amount of fiber and not drinking adequate amount of water. Just like I said, if you are not passing urine every hour or two, clean urine, you're not drinking enough water. Same way, if you are not having 1 to 2 bowel movement, soft to medium consistency every day, large amount, that means you are not adequate amount of fiber, not adequate amount of food, and not drinking adequate amount of water. The reason bowel movements are important in weight loss journey is because people who have regular bowel movement, they are actually eating large amount of fiber. Fiber fills you up, and actually fiber makes you have satiety and you automatically eat less calories. So fiber content is very important. So if you are in a weight loss journey, tracking how many bowel movements you have also becomes very important. Next thing I want you to understand, and Chef AJ strictly follows this principle, is that if you want to lose weight, avoid any kind of flour as much as possible. Flour from any grain is a processed food, and making bread, making roti, making chapati, making naan, making any other kind of bread type thing from grain and flour, from flour particularly, is a processed food, and that actually is calorie dense food, almost 1,000 to 1,500 calories per pound, and that will have difficulty in losing weight. So trying to avoid flour as much as possible. I'm sometimes guilty myself. I eat flour, I eat roti, I eat bread, but I should eat less as much as possible to maintain my weight loss. If you have one roti or one bread per day, I can understand, but having 4 to 6 bread or rotis is too many calories per pound without that much fiber, and you should be eating more vegetables instead of eating a flour made roti or bread or tortilla or naan or any other kind of uh, bread type item. Uh, there is also another concept which I want you to look it up, and I will have separate video. I'll try to do it over next few days, and it's called grain hierarchy. Brenda Davis, one of the esteemed nutritionist, dietitian, has a separate video on grain hierarchy. And grain hierarchy actually goes through different type of grains, what's the best grain to eat and what's the worst grain to eat. And some of the best grains include quinoa, millet, uh, black rice, brown rice, oat groats. Those are some of the best grains. Some of the worst grains include white rice, uh, pop rice, or flat rice, pawa, some of the other things which are very processed white rice. So look it up, that grain hierarchy, and see if you can follow the best grain in your diet. Intact grains are important part of daily nutrition, and I want you to have intact grain, but I want you to have only intact grains, not any kind of processed grains, not any kind of white flour, white rice, uh, or white bread, or any kind of white things, including sugar, obviously. So again, avoid any kind of processed grains as much as possible. Uh, Next thing I want you to understand that breakfast cereal is a very popular thing in America. Whenever I go to a grocery store, the aisle for the breakfast cereals is the largest aisle. I myself was guilty up to about 5 or 6, 10 years ago, where I was having a breakfast cereal with milk every morning, and I thought that was one of the healthiest thing to do. Let me tell you one thing: eating sugary processed breakfast cereal with milk is one of the unhealthiest combination. It gives you a lot of processed grain. It gives you animal protein from the milk, and both are worst combination. So your breakfast should not include breakfast cereal. Your breakfast should include oat groats or vegetables or fruits or nuts or seeds, uh, or beans or legumes or that kind of thing for your breakfast. So again, avoid any kind of processed food for your breakfast, because the way you start your breakfast is the way your day is going to start, and that's how you're going to have a successful day in terms of weight loss. So start your breakfast with the healthiest options. um, Next thing is same thing for the morning. A lot of people have habit of having orange juice in the morning. Orange juice is definitely no. Apple juice is definitely no if you are in the weight loss journey. Orange juice, apple juice, many other fruit juices are loaded with sugar. They have very little, if not no fiber, and they are not healthy thing for you. Actually, juice and drinking soda, in my opinion, is as bad, and you should not be drinking juice thinking juice are healthy. So avoid juice, avoid fruit juice as much as possible. You can have green smoothie, you can have green juice, as long as you are getting adequate amount of fiber per day. I explained on yesterday that green juice is okay to have as long as you are getting 50 grams of fiber per day. If you want to have micronutrient access, it's okay to have green juice, green vegetable juice, as long as you are eating full raw and cooked vegetables and beans and intact grains and fruits to get adequate amount of fiber. Uh, next thing is about the smoothies. I want you to have vegetable smoothies and try to drink vegetable smoothie very slowly. Like if you have a 8 to 12 ounce glass, try to drink it over 1 to 2 hours, not finish it in 10, 15 minutes. The way I drink my smoothies, I take it on my commute for 1 hour, and it takes me 1 hour to finish 8 to 10 hour ounce of smoothie. And I typically make mostly green smoothies. Sometimes I add very small amount of fruits. All the fibers are maintained. Sometimes I take smoothie in a soup bowl and drink the smoothie with a spoon. You can do that if you want to slow down eating or drinking of your smoothie. Like I make a smoothie bowl instead of a smoothie glass or a smoothie cup. Uh, Next thing I want you to understand that certain substances have shown to help in the weight loss, and one of them is apple cider vinegar. Apple cider vinegar. Apple cider vinegar actually amplifies your AMPK pathway. It makes you satisfy earlier. It burns more calories and helps you lose weight. So you can have 1 tablespoon of apple cider vinegar in a glass of water with some lemon juice at least once or twice a day, preferably before each meal. So again, apple cider vinegar with lemon juice in a glass of water 1 to 3 times a day will help you to lose weight. That's an old technique. It works. It has worked for me. It has worked for one of my dear friends where I work at the hospital, and she actually swears that apple cider vinegar has helped her the most in terms of weight loss. So try it yourself and let me know what happens, and let me know what you think of it. Next thing you can do is also having a balsamic vinegar and all different type of flavors. Chef AJ has a recommendation for a company from California. We have gotten those balsamic vinegar from that company. They're very tasty. They're very low calorie, and they're very healthy. They actually helps to lose weight. So I want you to try those balsamic vinegar, all different flavors. They have some spicy, they have some sour, they have some sweet, they have some tangy. They have all different type of balsamic vinegar flavors. very cost effective, and they send you samples so you know what you're getting into. So try the balsamic vinegar from that company. I think Chef AJ has a recommendation, so you can look it up on YouTube. It's a California, I think it's a California balsamic vinegar company. But I'll have in my next segment the name of the company because I have those bottles in my pantry. So I'll let you know in the next segment. Um, So I will stop today's live right now. Please share this on your page. Please like our page, Healthy Living with Dr. Ajay Shah. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Watch other videos on YouTube. If you have not watched the previous segments on weight loss, please watch them. Uh, there is a series on high blood pressure. There are other videos also. There are almost 250 videos. So please watch them. I'll be finishing this series on weight loss hopefully over next 3 or 4 days, and after that I'll be starting a probably a week or so long, week or 10 days long series on depression, one of the very important topic, very timely topic. With COVID-19, with a lot of stress going up, depression incidence has gone up, and I'll be doing about 10 segment, 15 to 20-minute long, on how to prevent depression, how to come out of depression, and how to prevent the relapse of depression. Please stay tuned for that. Please have comment. Please like this video. Please have questions and I'll answer them tomorrow. Thank you and have a great afternoon.